Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Quizman Adam here at your service. Welcome to the Adventure Quiz. Now, tonight, we're going to be reminiscing about what it was like to visit a pub. Do you remember those days? We're going to be celebrating everything that they had on offer. The spotlight round is going to be getting quite medical, sort of biological stuff. And if there's any telly addicts out there, you are going to absolutely love the audio round. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, a huge welcome to the family, Esteban especially. Don't troll me because I will time you out. There are loads of different ways that you can take part. The easiest of all is just to sit back, relax. You can have a little drink. You could write your answers down if you like. You can mark yourself as we do the answers later on. Or you could sign up for the digital answer pack, the DAP, which will not only calculate your scores for you, but will also enter you into the running to becoming one of tonight's winning teams. So if you are ready or not, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. I'm really enjoying this one so much already. It is time for fact or fiction. So, there are 5 statements. All you need to do is say fact or fiction. Or if you're using the DAP, you press fact or fiction. Our first statement, what do you reckon? London's telephone boxes were originally yellow until George V asked for them to be painted red in 1928. Fact or fiction? Fiction or fact? What do you reckon? I can tell you, it is fiction. They've always been red just because they're easy to see. Okay, your next one. Wedding guests should never throw rice at newlyweds as it can be harmful to birds if eaten. Yeah, so what do you reckon? Is that fact or is it just lies? I can tell you it is. It is fiction, I'm afraid. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever why rice is harmful to birds. It's just not. Okay, next one. A routine customs search in Sweden revealed that a passenger wanting to start her own reptile farm had smuggled 65 baby snakes into the country by hiding them in her bra. What do you reckon? Is it fact or is it fiction? You can tell it is. It's absolute fact. She also had 6 lizards in her knickers. Okay, next one. Flashing your lights at traffic signals can sometimes make them turn green as they are fitted with systems to detect emergency services strobe lighting. What do you reckon? Fact or fiction? Hi, Roche. I can tell you, it is. It's fiction, I'm afraid. It kind of sounds right, but it's not the case. They don't exist. You could always give it a try, but it's not going to work. Okay, your final one now. In 1976, a members-only restaurant in Berlin was closed and its owners arrested after it was discovered that a special menu included human meat and body parts. Check this, fact or fiction? What do you reckon? Fact or fiction? It was. It's fiction. I made the whole thing up. Sorry. Okay. Fact or fiction over with. It is now time for us to move on to the big mix. Our general knowledge round. 16 questions. Starting easy, getting a little bit tougher. If you're using the DAP, in most of these cases, you're just pressing the first letter of your answer. If you're not using the DAP, then you can, well, I mean, you can still guess the first letter, but really just write your answers down. So, first question number 1 is, from which country did the modern pizza evolve? So, the modern pizza, from which country? I say I have to say because there's ancient. There's no such thing as an ancient pizza. You know what I mean? I have to say modern pizza because, you know, pretty much everything originated from one country. But anyway, you know what I mean. It's a local restaurant for local people. Yeah. Okay, next question, number 2. What nickname is given to the tallest building in London? It is technically a nickname, but it goes by the nickname so much that it actually is the name of it anyway. So don't worry, it's the what. That's the point. God. Literally, Ezran, like 50% of the chat right now is from you, my friend. Welcome back, though. Do you remember Esteban? Does everyone remember Esteban from last week? He was our 9 o'clock spammer, and he's now joined us, and he's not spamming. So, yes, welcome. Number 3. What is the highest possible point total that a player can achieve with 3 darts? So you're playing darts, 3 darts. What is the highest possible point total that you can achieve with 3 darts? Just a casual plug for the Adventure Quiz mug. Still available on eBay. Just go to eBay, type in Adventure Quiz mug, and you can pick one up for an absolute snap, and 3 little cube packs of Marwams too. Number 4. In which London building is Poets' Corner? Poets' Corner. So, like, it is a 2-word answer. So, really, if you're using the DAP, just put the first letter of the first word. You know, you're pros by now. You're pros. Esteban, you've actually taken me up to chat rate number 3 now. Normally we're around 2, but your prolific nature has taken us up to chat rate 3. Next question, number 5. This is great. Look at this behind me. It's really, 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 it's funny. I didn't do it. I just found it on Google. So what was the 50th state to join the United States of America? So which one? The 50th state to join the United States of America. So go with number 6 now. Who played the talented Mr. Ripley in the 1999 film of the same name? It's a good film, actually. I watched that once. I did watch it in the cinema, but it's a strong film. Anyway, who played the talented Mr. Ripley, or who played Mr. Ripley? Oh, with this one, if you're using the DAP, initials. It says that there anyway, so just put the initials in. Block capitals, no spaces in between, because that's how you do initials, in block capitals with no spaces in between. Look at Roche just sniffing out the Irish. We really look. I always feel like I'm rushing at this point. I have to say, folks, that I'm actually really, really comfortable doing this now. Like, before there was an absolute nightmare of stuff going on, and I've really, really settled into it. I know where my buttons are. I know what I'm doing. I'm not on mute. Let's go to number 7 now. What name is given to the bobsled upon which the rider lies face down and head first? You know, the most like extreme one. So it's head first, face down, hurtling down the Cresta Run or whatever it might be. So what's the name given to that particular type of bobsled? Okay, let's have a go with question number 8. What name is given to the time of year when the sun is in the same plane as the Earth's equator? It's better if you just look at this image, okay? So the sun is in the same plane as the Earth's equator. The Earth's equator, well, is in the same plane as the sun. Such a bad description. But look at that. Look at that image. Obviously, we're not that close to the sun. But so draw a line from the centre of the sun, and that goes whoosh, straight through the equator. So what is the name given to that time of year? Yeah. Can you imagine what sort of summer we'd have if it was like that? Get rid of the other 2 planets out the way. We're coming through. We're coming through for a hot summer. Okay, here's number 9. In the Bible, who received the 10 commandments? Inscribed upon stone tablets. So that's him. Well, a representation of him. So in the Bible, who received the 10 commandments? It just goes by one name. I'm in a funny mood tonight, guys. I want to. I just feel I'm just in a good mood. Number 10. Okay, it's long. Bear with me. What word is used to describe an irregular war in which small groups of adversaries engage in fighting against an established army? Originally, that question was supposed to be a lot shorter, but I had to add things to stop it being, well, to put you on the right path, basically. So what word is used to describe an irregular war in which small groups of adversaries engage in fighting against an established army? I wouldn't say that, mate. I mean, there's other people that I've known for far longer than 7 days. And would almost implicitly trust with my life. So, no. Here's number 11. It's sport. Dun, dun, dun. In American football, or you could say soccer. No, not soccer, just football. It just proved how much of a knob I am. How many points are awarded for a touchdown? Just forget that. So, in American football, how many points are awarded for a touchdown? Right, question number 12. Mum will know this one. Which German family designed the first soft toy with movable joints, or the soft toy with movable joints, and that would later become known as the teddy bear? So the German, like the surname of the German family that really designed that first soft toy with movable joints that would be later known as the teddy bear. If we're ready to move on, I'm gonna move on anyway. Number 13. What a general term is given to prehistoric human beings that inhabited cave? Do not. The answer is not cavemen. Cave women. There's a proper term. There's a proper. The question should be, what is the proper general term given to prehistoric human beings that inhabited caves? Does anyone recognise that cave, by the way? It's just put in the chat where that what relevance that cave has. It's a superb cave. Dean, you should know it because a few weeks ago you absolutely smashed a question relating to it. What's the cave? No extra points, but you know. No. Oh, no one's going to get it. No, just France. No, I mean, like, I'll give you a clue. There was a holy hand grenade used in that area. He gave her the mighty Tim. Yeah, huge, nasty pointed teeth. Okay, let's go to question number 14. What nickname was given to Elle Macpherson by Time magazine in 1989? It was the what? So the nickname given to Elle Macpherson by Time magazine in 1989. Yeah, it's all coming in. Yeah, Dean, did you have to look up that name and the spelling again? Because I did accuse you of that last time. So it was the what. Oh, it's all coming in now. Penultimate question now. Who is missing from this famous group? So we've got John, Virgil, Scott and Gordon. Technically, you can come at this from two particular angles. One angle will definitely give you the right answer. The other angle, you might have to sort of make a bit of a judgment. So, I mean, it's supposed to be tough. Come on, like it's your penultimate question. So John, Virgil, Scott, Gordon. Who is the missing person? I just knew it, Dean. We're kindred spirits. Oh, I just showed my. See how familiar I am with all of you now. I just feel like we're all round a table, just enjoying ourselves. Okay, now your final question. Oh, God. Here we go. Where are you most likely to observe a two-finger point? So there you go. Pointing with two fingers. It's a two-finger point, and there's an artist. The two-finger point. A two-finger point. But where are you most likely to observe a two-finger point? Okay, so I am going to leave those questions with you for just another minute, because if you are a little bit behind, you can catch up. You can enter your answers into the DAP. I'm going to give you, in a moment, you're going to see a list of all 16 of those questions so you can go over them. So make sure you're up to date. Enjoy when I say it's a 1 minute break, I mean, it literally is a 1 minute break. Don't go anywhere. Don't try and do anything. And then we'll be back with post around fun. Good chat, guys. Good chat happening. Okay, so there's the big mix done. It is time for us to do Picture Round. For those of you that are my wonderful, wonderful patrons, that without your support, this simply would not be happening right now. You have access to posters, individual posters that you can have a look at. You can zoom in and do whatever you like, and they come via Tinternet. And so you need a password, and this evening's password is password 123, the world's most common password. So pop that in, and you now have access to the posters, and you can do that in your own time. I mean, obviously, you still have to abide by the time limit. But for the rest of you, if you don't have that, don't worry. We are going to be going through systematically all of the posters. And it's pubs. Okay, so first one, you are naming the pub, but you are, to avoid issues with like spelling and stuff, you're just selecting from that bottom list the initialization of the name of the pub. So here's number one. Oh, God, I would just pay so much money to go there. Are we still doing Monty Python stuff? Brave, 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 brave Sir Robin. So there's number one. Pick it there, the initialism. There's number two. Look at that, trivia night. Whee! Well, you get these all twice as well, so don't worry. There's number three. Is that tough or is that not tough? I'm not quite sure. I don't think I would have known. There's number four. Number five is just a classic. You just know. I mean, you know the show. There's enough obvious characters in there. There's number six. It's a film. It's a good film. It's a fantastic film as well. But oh god, what is that? And they say the name of that pub so much throughout the film. And there's number seven. Penultimate one is number 8. That image didn't come out. I mean, the fact that image isn't great, it just shows how old it is. That is almost, you know, it's old, and I just couldn't find an HD image. And then your final one, number 9. It's so classic. Is it not so classic? Everyone has seen that film at least once, haven't they? Right, let's do them again. Hang on, what am I doing? Oh yes, here we go. So go through them again. Remember, just from that list at the bottom, just select the initialism. So that was number 1. Number 2, giggity giggity. There's number 3. Number 4. I mean, you might as well just play the song Dance Monkey, mightn't you? No, I'm not going to do that. You have to wait for me to say that wonderful word correctly. There's number 5. Number 6. Number 7. That's so tough if you don't watch it, but unbelievably easy if you do. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those absolute splitters. Splitter! There's more Monty Python coming in. And number 9, the final one. Ooh. Okay, let's do our next poster, and this is the one that if you're really into pubs and you like your drink, then you're gonna smash it out of the ballpark. Okay, so we're looking at branded pint glasses, something that when I was working behind a bar, I just was the biggest geek ever of branded pint glasses. So you are writing down or pressing on the DAP the first letter of the first word in the name of the brand. Most of these are just one word brands. There's others that are a couple, okay? So anyway, here's number 1, okay? So look, I blurred it. I blurred the little logo there. That's a 2-word one. So it's the first letter of the first word if you're using the DAP. What do you reckon? Let's try number 2. That is tougher. It's just because the logo's so blurred there, or the logo sort of. Well, I mean, number 3, even with the blurring of that logo, and to be honest, there are huge clues for a lot of you. I think are just going to go, absolutely know it. But for those of you that don't, have a look at the rest of the glass. There are some huge clues going on in the rest of the glass. There's number 4. Yeah, actually, if you squint hard enough, you can actually still see it. There's number 5. Your next one, number 6. We're going to get these all twice as well, but don't worry. Your next one, number 6. That's a classic pint glass, isn't it? It's that red bit there. Oh, hang on. It's that red bit right at the top. It just, well, for me, it completely gives it away. There's number 7. That's a pint. But have a look. There's clues. There's clues on the rest of that pint glass. Number 8. Again, look. I mean, look. There's so much text there that hasn't been blurred. And then number 9, when they brought the pint glasses out, I was so happy. They're so gorgeous. So what's the brand? What's the brand? Big clue there as well. Right, let's do it all again. Back to our first pint. There she blows. So remember, just the first letter of the first word. If you're using the DAP, if you're not using the DAP, it doesn't matter. Just just write it down the answer. But just when you're using the DAP, we just make it easier, simpler in terms of you're just pressing one button rather than typing answers. There's number 2. There's number 3. Number 4. I should have blurred that more, actually. That's like, you can almost, just so see it. Well, I can. Number 5. Was number 6. Annoying pint glasses they are, because they don't stack, so you can only have them in one level. Stacking pint glasses, they're good in terms of a bar supervisor's job, and they were absolute buggers. There's number 7. 7. There's number 8. And final one is number 9. Such a lovely pint glass. Okay, we are now moving on to cocktails. Oh yeah, here they are. Okay, so 9 cocktails, and these initialized answers at the bottom. Okay, you just think around the subject. Some of these you're 100% going to know, and then it's all about a little bit of sort of, stabbing in the dark. Number 1. Oh, God, it's such a good cocktail. What is that cocktail? There's number 2, a very frothy version, I would say. I would hazard a guess as to a little bit of egg white being in there as they shook that up as well to get that head on it. But, oh, God, that looks good. I'm not quite sure what those dots of red are on the top, but... Number 3, it's a classic. It's a classic. There's no way you've not heard of this cocktail. Number 4 is sort of like it's a modern classic. You see the shot behind the shot of prosecco that goes with it as well. So there's the main bit, and then this bit here is a shot of prosecco. That's a crucial part to the cocktail. There's number 5. Just looks great. It tastes great. It's fantastic. Everyone, there's not a single person in the world that doesn't like it. Number 6 again, another classic. Number 7. Again, well, they're all classics actually. I mean, I wouldn't have just put random cocktails in there that no one ever heard of. Number 8 is interesting. It's always, traditionally always served in a copper mug. So technically, number 8 looks very similar to number 6, doesn't it, in terms of like garnish, garmoire. But don't ignore the garnish. But it's always served in a copper mug. Awesome. And then number 9. Number 9 is the final one. I've seen better looking ones, I have to say. Right, let's go back again. There's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Garmoire, yeah. I learned that from a chef once. I was working at Beefeater, the steak place, and they'd put a bit of parsley on it, and the bit of parsley was massive. And so I just, as a waiter, I was like, get that bit of parsley, it looks stupid. And I touched the bit of parsley and moved it to the side, and this was like, do not touch my garmoire. It's like, God, man, get a life. It's bloody Beefeater. Anyway, there's number 4 with the shot of prosecco. That is crucial. Number 5. God, I could drink that right now. There's number 6. Yes, it is garnish, but if you're a knob, you say garmoire. Okay, I'm not going to get into it anymore. And I've just said that's the second swear word I said. There's number 7. Penultimate one, number 9. It's always in a copper mug. Always in a copper mug. Just makes it feel, colder. So when you touch it to your lips, you're like, oh, it's nice. As the actress said to the bishop. God. And your final one is number 9 with the most horrendous ice cubes. Who puts those sort of ice cubes in a cocktail? God. Okay, so our post around is well, no, not really. The post round is now done. We're going to move on because we're going to take a little break now while you still get up to date with your post round, and it's brain teaser time tonight. It's a nice little county one. No dodgy rulers. No dodgy rulers. It's how many fluorescent feathers. I'm calling them feathers. They're actually those post-it notes that you put like on a little page. So how many fluorescent feathers are decorating the central column? So there's a Pringles tube in there in the middle, and then there are fluorescent feathers all around the outside. So all you have to do is just have a little count up and try and work out, double it or treble it or quadruple it or whatever you want to do, and come up with the number of fluorescent feathers. You are going to be entering that much, much later into the DAP. So if you aren't working on that right now, write it down, and then later on you'll enter it. So we are now going to take just a 5-minute break just so that you can get done with post around. Start working on this brain teaser because that's the last time you're going to see that other than a little 1-minute thing. Anyway, I'm being way too verbose. So enjoy yourselves a 5-minute break. Get working on that brain teaser and get ready for medical spotlight round. I hope you're going to enjoy it. And we're back in the room with a rather strange intro. So we are now going to move on to our spotlight rounds. Now, I mean, we are getting extremely medical with this, okay? But I don't want you to panic, because you don't have to be a doctor to know the answers to this. There's a lot of guessing, and what we're doing is we're combining your favourite round from last week, which technically I was worried about, and so tonight you are looking at parts of the body. Hang on, let me give you an example. Okay, right. So, where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so there you go. Look at this awesome little GIF that I have of the spinning body. So in a moment, I'm going to give you 4 parts. I'm going to name 4 parts of the body. For example, knee, wrist, head, and hip. This is example, okay? And then you have to reorder them in terms of top down in the body, okay? So imagine that guy with the arms out. So I'm going to name four things like that, and then you have to say, so the top one would be that, the next one down would be that, the second lowest would be that one, and then the lowest one would be that one, okay? So for example, this is it. That is, head is obviously at the top, wrist, hip, and then knee. So for each one of these, you don't have to get every single one of them right. As long as you get the highest position, it's 1 point. If you get the second highest, it's another point. If you get the second lowest, it's another point. And if you get the actual lowest, then it's another point as well. Okay, so 4 points available for each of these groups. Okay, so does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Don't worry too much though. Okay, because it'll make more sense when we get there. Okay, so your first group, here we go. Big words coming your way. We have the pyloric sphincter, the temporal lobe, the carpal tunnel, and the coccyx. Okay, so I'm going to give you a nice bit of time here, because it's always with the spotlight round. I end up rushing people, and it all goes a little bit head, shoulders, knees and toes, yeah, okay. No, the arms are like that, so exactly horizontal. So anything in the arm, anything in the armal region. It's like that. So just look at that. Just follow the spinning guy. So on the DAP, it's going to say to you, what's the highest? So, and you've got initialisms. Then it's going to say, what's the second highest? Then it's going to say, what's the second lowest? And then it's going to say, what is the lowest is. So from top down, pyloric sphincter, temporal lobe, carpal tunnel, coccyx. I've tried to do this so that there's 3 of them that you're going to know, and there's one where you just go, what? So just give it a go. Give it a go. There's no skin. Well, there's no skin. I mean, there's no. Well, it's not really. Actually, are they? No, it's not even. Are they tendons? This is the first time I've ever looked really, really closely at that, my rotating GIF, or GIF, apparently, as it should be said. If anyone, and I know this is a bit weird, so if anyone else has any more questions, please pump them into the chat right now, and I'm going to answer every single one of them. It doesn't matter, you know, because it's a, come on, it's the adventure quiz, and it's a little bit weird after all. Okay, so you know, if you do need, don't, you know, if you ask a question, there's probably going to be another 20 people that have gone, oh yeah, it's a good question. Oh, have I spelled it right? Have I spelled it wrong? Right, I'm going to go to group number 2 now. Right, group number 2. We have the right atrium, the epiglottis, the pituitary gland, and the umbilicus. So the right atrium, the epiglottis, the pituitary gland, and the umbilicus. So if you're using the DAP, it's going to say to you, what is the highest thing? And so you use your initialisms, and then it say, what's the second highest? So press that button. And then once you've done that one, it will say, what's the second lowest? Press that one. And then it will say, what is the lowest? And then you do that one. For those of you that aren't using DAP, don't worry. To be honest, actually, this is actually easier if you're not using digital answer pack. Yeah. So there you go. So right atrium, epiglottis, pituitary gland, and the umbilicus. Yes, man, do you do this to like every live feed? You just find a live feed and then befriend them, and you are extremely welcome, and then you just hammer them. You can't even put a photo of yourself. Actually, it'd be great. You're joining a fantastic, wonderful family of friends and relatives and everything. So the longest word I know is cat. Right, let's go to group number 3 now. I think there's 7 groups of these. So, group number 3. We have the tympanic membrane, the patella, thyroid cartilage, and the scapula. Oh, I do enjoy saying words like this. Tympanic membrane, patella. It doesn't mean I know what they mean, unless I've done the research. Thyroid cartilage and scapula. So, on the DAP, it's going to say, what is the highest? And so you say which one's the highest. Then it's going to say, once you've entered that, what's the second highest? Then it's going to say, what's the second lowest? And then it's going to say, what is the lowest? So tympanic membrane, patella, thyroid cartilage, and scapula. Oh, no, I know, yeah. Yeah. But the secret organ is secret. And so therefore, its position can never be revealed. Do we want to go to group number 4? Am I I'm going to go on anyway, but if you could just let me know, am I rushing you? I don't think I'm going to go on. I'm literally going to go on to number 4, but just give me a little heads up. You can always do that all the time. Just give me a little heads up, okay? So here we go. Group number 4. We have the clavicle, the philtrum, the ilium, so that's actually an I and then an L, but with capital stuff it comes out weird, and the alveoli. So clavicle, philtrum, ilium, and alveoli. How are we doing? Pace is good, lovely. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Andrew. Blondie. Okay, right, we're all good. Hashtag throwback. What's the throwback for? We're gonna get nests. I have to do nests at some point, or birds, or whatever it is. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be coming at you. Again, noses. Again, clavicles. Oh God. We do, in my opinion, we get harder as we go through these, so there might be some weird ones. Although five's okay. No, actually, five's not okay because there's some technical terms. Number 5, we have the pollex. We have the areola, the duodenum, and the pharynx. So pollex, areola, duodenum, and pharynx. So how would you order those? So if you're using the DAP, if you're not using the DAP, it's just fine. Just write those words from top down. But if you're using the DAP, it's going to say what's the highest, what's the second highest, then what's the second lowest, and then what is the lowest. How do you pronounce duodenum? Are we still? Are you trying to get me to say aluminum in my English accent? I've always said duodenum. God. Esteban, you're like my bloody sidekick tonight, aren't you? It's only that I'm at chat rate 9 now that I'm... Oh, God. Duodenum? Is it really? I'm going to go with Helen here. You're saying duodenum? No, that's not. Duodenum. When did it? I've always said duodenum. 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 Hell, that's what I said. Duodenum. Is that not what I said? Oh, okay. It's about stressing. Okay. So for you said, trust me, I did that. Do. I'm the scat man. Diddly done a bow. Didn't mop. Okay, let's just go on to the next one. You're all waiting for it because you're just chatting the hell out of it. So number 6, the olfactory epithelium, the gluteus maximus, the axilla, and the hallux. So there you go. Oh, God. So, olfactory epithelium, gluteus maximus, axilla, and hallux. Oh, God. Good quiz, guys. I'm really enjoying this. Like I said earlier, I just really feel like I'm settling into it, and I can. I'm looking at this chat, and I can visualize you, and it's not. Duodenum? No. Duodenum? No, there's a W in that. Duodenum. Oh, God. Let's go to the next one anyway. Are there actually doctors in the house? Are there doctors in the house? Can we actually, oh no, but you're obviously going to say you're a doctor. Let's go to number 7 anyway. So this is your last one. We have the vitreous humour, the supercilium, the inguinal triangle, and the plantar arch. So, vitreous humour, supercilium, inguinal triangle, and plantar arch. So how do we order them? I'm a doctor of whiskey. Yeah. Yes, I thought I was saying it right as well. Oh no, come on, Esteban. Look, oh God, do not just copy and paste stuff into. You're making these words up. I wish I was. Is it crofters in your quiz? Fuck. Oh God. Okay, look, I'm signing in. I'm signing into my tablet. Are we ready for audio round? I mean, it doesn't matter. We're going to do it anyway. There's no pronunciation going on during audio round. So let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. It's audio round time. As I said to you, if you are a telly addict, you are absolutely going to love this. Tonight, we are going to be listening to theme tunes, like television theme tunes. And for each of these, and I was sort of mistaken earlier when I said, well, it doesn't matter. Last week, that sudden death round that we had, everyone went absolutely mental over that. And I was surprised because it's kind of like a cruel round, and it's almost like you're sort of sadomasochistic in a way. It's like you want me to provide rounds that are, like, oh God, we die. Okay. So I've ramped it up a little bit, but I've only ramped it up, not to make it harder. I've ramped it up in terms of like the subject matter that we're doing. So for each of these groups, we're going to call it a group. Each of these groups, you're going to hear 6 television theme tunes. And you have to, on the DAP, you just have to select what it is. And if you're not using a DAP, you just have to know what the theme tune is. You have to select the initialism that is the name of the television show that the theme tune is associated with. You get 1 point for every single one in the group up to the point that you get something incorrect. As soon as you get it incorrect and you press the wrong button, the DAP is going to go, you don't get any points from this point on, just in that group though, okay? So don't worry, you're not out for the rest of the round, you're just out in terms of that group, okay? Now, I know you're worrying, I can sense your worry straight away, but I have started off with the easier theme tunes in a group, the easier theme tunes, and then going harder and harder and harder. So it's all about staying for as long as you possibly can and getting 1 point for each of them. Each one of these groups, and there's 5 groups in total, each one of these groups, each one of the tracks is worth 1 point unless it goes pear-shaped for you, okay? I hope that makes sense. Right, let me get this ready. Okay, so there's your TV. And here are your initialisms. Look at some of those initialisms right now. Some of those initialisms are technically the answer. So the initialisms are going to help you. If you're ready, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with track A. This is track A in group number 1. Okay, so that was A. Which initialism? And you'll see there's 7 initialisms. There's 7 initialisms there, which means that one of them is a red herring. Because when we get to the last one, then that would just be stupid. There always has to be a red herring in these rounds. Here's B. Okay, so that was B. Tom, in answer to your question, the way to opt out is to press the wrong button. There's no opting out. Let's go with C. What do you reckon? That was C. So hopefully, are we still in? We're definitely still in at the moment, aren't we? Okay, let's go to D. Such a good theme tune. Sadly, Misfits 98 or Niner, the answer is no. You're not going to get them twice, because if you do them twice, then it's because with the DAP it knocks you out straight away. Pressed down by accident won't let me answer. No, swipe up then. No, swipe down. No, pressed down by accident. No, look. Okay, so with that DAP, and I know, like, oh god, like Typeform really bugs me just as much as everybody else. If you're using that Typeform, you can actually flick up and down. You don't actually have to enter an answer for anything. If you flick down, you just go. You can flick through them. So if you press the down or an up, just flick up or down, and you can go back to the same question. I know it's. I mean, God, it still cost me £45 a month to be able to do that. It's ridiculous. Sorry, went off on a tangent here. Oh God. Here's E. Give it a go.
It's cold outside, there's no kind of atmosphere. I'm all alone, more or less. Let me fly far away from here. Fun, fun, fun.
Yeah, I agree with you saying that you hate Typeform, but I equally hate Facebook, and I use it on a daily basis. We just need to get used to using Typeform. There's an alternative, iSpring, and I can't afford it. It's ridiculous. It's like it's almost like £600 just to get the software. So if you want to increase, I should do like a. Oh God. Look, sorry, I'm getting carried away. Here's F. Well, most of you will be out by that point, I would have hoped. Well, not hoped, but chances are. Right, so we're now going to go on to group number 2. Here we are, clearing the screen, and here are your next initialisms. A. You have to know A. What do you reckon it is? Here's B. So remember, all you're doing is you're just trying to stay in as long as you can in these rounds. Here's C.
My Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures.
Here's D. How are we doing? Are we still in? Are we still in? Hopefully we're still in. With a little bit of guessing. E is bang up my street. And then your final one in group 2. I mean, hopefully now it's now 50. It's now 50-50. If you're still in, it's a 50-50. What do you reckon? What? Okay. Let's do group 3 now. Here they are. Here's your first one. You should all know. You should all know this one. But here's theme tune A. Okay, so hopefully we're through that one. Here's B. Here's C. This is such a lovely theme tune. So cute. Here's D. So classic. So we're getting E is, yeah, it's quite tough, but now you're only down to 3 you can choose from if you're still in. That's such a good theme tune. And then final one. Ooh. Okay, so that was group number 3. How we do it? Like I was expecting most people to probably fall out at E, maybe like just giving you the benefit of the doubt. You got 2 groups left to go now. So here's group number 4. The first one, A. Absolutely, I mean, God, if you are here right now, there's absolutely no way you shouldn't know this one. Here's B. Oh shit! Oh, God, yes, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Who was the first one to say that? Combo linguo. Yeah. Oh God. Okay. For those of you not, because the thing is, if you had the DAP, it would give that to you there anyway. So here we go. I'm gonna do it again. This is A. Yes, absolutely. Sorry. Love what you're doing there. Here's B. I have to say, I just love what's happening right here. Like, we are literally like just a group of people that are trying to. It's just fantastic that everybody is helping each other out and helping me out, because sometimes I do need a little bit of help. And we are all facilitators. Like, it's just fantastic. Just thank you. Here's C. Oh, God. Great show. Here's D. Hopefully we're still in at this point. Let's have a go with E. So that's group 4, your penultimate group, the penultimate track in the penultimate group, and now it's one of the best theme tunes that has ever been created. And here she is. Showing my age. So, okay, and now I shall remember to go to our 5th group. 5th and final group. Here's A. So there was A. What do you reckon? Remember, you're just pressing if you're on the DAP. Just press the answer. Oh God. Here we go. Here's B. Oh, God. Here's C. So that was a good show. It was a good show. D. Okay, it's all about the Brits, and it's going to take you back massively. Hopefully. I'm going to play it to you again, just because it's so good. And now we become absolute trash with E. And then your final one, so F. in group 5 is just, I mean, God, it's so esoteric. And if you're still in, you've now got a 50-50 chance of getting it. So what do you reckon? Yeah, there you go. It's weird. So, folks, that has brought us to the end of our audio round, which doesn't mean it means you need to hurry up. It does mean that in a moment, all you need to do is to submit your answers on the digital answer pack. What are we? Oh, well, actually running ahead of time. So I'm going to give you until 9:25 to submit your answers on the digital answer pack. After that point, I will take a swipe of all of the answers. I will then look at where we went right, where we went wrong in everything, and we'll be back with more, statistics and stuff, and the answers, of course. So just relax, just enjoy what you're doing. You got 15 minutes of break. You've got 7 minutes before you have to submit your answers. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a brain teaser as well. So the brain teaser is going to come up as well, because that's what you need to submit. Almost like your final thing that you need to submit. So I'm going to go back to this brain teaser. Enjoy a 15-minute break. I'm going to be working very, very hard. People criticised me last week, thinking I'm just not doing anything. No. The Quizmo's coming. Oh, the Quizmo. Yes, shit. Sorry. I done a swear. Yeah, enjoy a 1 minute break and then we'll be back. Like Guy says, like Guy. We're back with Quizmo. And we're back in the room. So I forgot about. Okay, I'm not even going to go into it and bore you with the reason behind what just happened. Okay, so it is Quizmo round time. Okay, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little bit worried about this Quizmo round. Okay, because you might need firstly you need a pen and paper. And to be honest, if you want an advantage, you're going to need to draw something in a minute, okay? Let me explain. Okay, so it's a 6-letter crossword. It is a crossword, and all of the answers are words that have 6 letters. This is a game of 2 parts, okay? Half of your points come in the first half, half of your points come in the second half. The first part is to solve the clues, just like a crossword, like it gives you a clue. And in order to get points in terms of DAP, you press the first letter of the answer of each of the 8 clues that you have. Then, and only then, do you have to place those 6-letter words into a grid underneath. And there'll be squares, boxes in that grid that are numbered in terms of, so what letter is in this box? What letter's in that box? What letter is in that box? You have to place those words into that grid, and then to get extra points from 9 up to 16 is to say what the letters are. You get 1 point for solving each of the clues, okay? So don't panic. You should be quick with the clues. So 1 point for solving each of the clues, and then 1 point for the correct placement. I'm trying to get you really excited, okay? And you are not going... Well, if you do finish this, I just... Hats off to you. You will need a pen and a paper, and I would like you to draw something to help you. So much so that I've just provided you with this. So at the top there, if you're drawing, draw that grid that's at the bottom, okay? But have a look at what's at the top there. So I've obviously got rid of the clues, okay? And they're 6-letter words for each of them. So 1 to 8, your answers are the first letter of that word. And then when you put that, then you have, there's no clues in terms of where those words go. The only clues are what your answers are, and so therefore they can only fit in terms of letters, like crossing and that sort of stuff, okay? I know you can get 8 points. The other 8 points is not necessarily going to be as easy, okay? So I've tried to fill as much as I possibly can so that you can be drawing that grid. Some of you are just going to do this in your head, and I know you can. But for most of you, me included, 8 points straight away for just knowing the answer, and to get the points on the DAP, it's the first letter of each of them, and this really is the challenge. The Quizmo challenge really is putting those words into that grid at the bottom. Okay. Oh my God, I'm so stressed, and Roy's excited. Okay, are you ready? Okay, I just want to give you a heads up again. So, from 1 to 8, it's the first letter of your answer that will get you a point. And then once you've done that, which hopefully will be very quickly, you have to place those into those grid. And it's not the first letter. It's like, look at square number 9. It's like, what's the letter that's in square number 9? What's the letter that's in square number 10? What's the letter that's in square number 11? Do you get it? Even if you don't, ladies and gentlemen, your 3 minutes starts now! Okay, so there's 1 minute down. You've still got 2 minutes left to go. Remember, you can still get half of the points available just by putting the first letter of the answers from 1 to 8. And then, oh my God, it's a mental juggle, really. Halfway through now, minute and a half down, minute and a half left to go. Remember, you are not expected to finish this in any way whatsoever. Just try and get the first 8 and then worry about the second 8. One minute left to go now. 1 minute left to go. Don't panic, though. Don't panic. It's not about finishing. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. "45 seconds. seconds, 30 seconds. Don't panic, don't panic. It's not about finishing. Just get as much as you can. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 0. And we are done. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. You have completed the adventure quiz. Now, all you need to do is to submit your scores through the DAP. There's a few extra questions you have to answer, but it shouldn't take you any time to be able to do that. I will then be back in about 15 minutes' time, giving you a rundown of the entire quiz in terms of, like, statistically, who got what right and who got what wrong. And then obviously we're going to come to the end of that where I tell you the top 15 teams in terms of brain teaser, top 15 teams in terms of the quiz itself, and we'll have a great time. So enjoy yourselves, a 15-minute break. And don't think for a moment that I'm just like having 15 minutes. Last week I come under a lot of criticism, being like, why is it taking so long? I work my bum off right now looking at stuff, okay? So give me 15 minutes. I'll come back as quick as I possibly can. And then, quiz is over, folks. So enjoy yourselves a break. Oh, don't forget brain teaser as well. Don't forget brain teaser. Enjoy a break. Get your brain teaser done. 5 minutes time. I'll sort that out. I'm just going to stop talking. You just need to do. You just need to do what I told you to do. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, after our little break. How well did we do? We actually did quite well there, I have to say. Let's start off with Big Mix Bingo. Well, of course, it's the obvious place to start. So, what were our answers? From which country did the modern pizza evolve? 95? 95% of you were correct in saying I for Italy. The nickname given to the tallest building in London, it's not even a nickname, it actually is the name. It is the Shard. Shard, we're getting the point. Another 100% people, the highest possible point total that a player can achieve in darts. With 3 darts. Are you ready for it? It's 180! Been waiting for that. Waiting for that for a long time. Your next question, in which London building is Poets' Corner? 81% of you were correct with Westminster Abbey. So we need a W for Westminster. Number 5, the 50th state to join the United States of America was Hawaii. 86% of you. 86% of you got that. Number 6, who played the talented Mr. Ripley in the 1999 film of the same name? It was Matt Damon. I like Matt Damon. I'm just doing it because Matt Damon's MD is what we needed. Number 7, the name given to the bobsled on which the riders lie face down and head first. It is the skeleton. The skeleton. Number 8, the name given to the time of year when the sun is in the same plane as the Earth equator. Well, okay, so 19% of you did say what we've just had, which is the S for solstice, but technically it's not the solstice, it's 81% were correct with the equinox. It is the, oh, sorry, I didn't even realise there's pen on here. The equinox. So the solstice is the opposite way. So equinox equal, and then the solstice is that way or that way. Number 9, in the Bible, who received the 10 Commandments inscribed upon the stones? 93% of you were correct with Moses. Number 10, quite a tough one. The word used to describe the irregular war in which small groups of adversaries engage in fighting against an established army. And 90% of you were correct in saying guerrilla. Number 11, in American football, how many points are awarded for a touchdown? We did drop here, but it was still bloody impressive. 60% of you were correct with the answer 6. It is 6 points for a touchdown. We go up a little bit now. The German company, German family that designed the first ever movable joint teddy bear, really. It is the Steiff family. The bear's actual name was 55 PB, and they sold over 1 million of them. They're now priceless, really. That's just a replica that you see above there, and that's worth 500 quid already. Mental. The general term that's given to the prehistoric human beings that inhabited caves are troglodytes. Troglodytes. We needed T. The nickname that is given to Elle Macpherson by Time magazine in 1989, it was the body. The body. Number 15, who's missing from this group? So we had John, Virgil, Scott, Gordon. So like I said, you can come at this as, from 2 angles. One angle would give you the Thunderbirds answer, so that would Alan. However, they're actually named after real Mercury astronauts as well, minus a few of them. So you could have picked it out there as well. And then the final question: where are you most likely to observe a 2-finger point? It is Disneyland or Disney World or whatever it might be. And there she is doing a 2-finger point. There's 2 reasons behind this school of thought. The first is that in some countries, Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia, for example, it is rude to point with one finger. So they're just doing this sort of, we're going to eclipse everyone and we're just going to do a 2-finger point. However, back in the day, Walt Disney himself used to literally be there in the park and would guide people around. And he would point. But because he was a really heavy smoker, he'd always be smoking and would have a cigarette between his 2 fingers. So he would always have to point like that. He would have to point with 2 fingers. Now, here is an image of Walt Disney doing the 2-finger point. However, the difference is that he doesn't have a cigarette in between his fingers at all, because now they Photoshop out the cigarettes. So there you go. So it is a 2-finger point that Walt Disney always did because he had a cigarette between his fingers. It became, just a thing that is always happening at Disney World. Did you enjoy that? I enjoyed the research. So, time for picture round now. Let's do our pubs. Number 1 is 10 forward, 10 forward. Oh, God, I just love it. I would love to be there. Number 2 was the Drunken Clam. Number 3 was the 3 broomsticks. It is mentioned. It's tough, but yeah, it's there. Number 4 was the Queen Vic or Queen Victoria. Number 5 was Moe's Tavern. Number 6 was the Winchester. Number 7 was Paddy's Pub. Paddy's Pub from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Number 8 was Cheers from Cheers. And number 9, the final one, was the Corova Milk Bar from, well, you know the film. On to the next one. Okay, so there was some of these were easy, some of them were less easy. Number 1 was Stella, so Stella would have got you a point. Number 2 was San Miguel, so S or M, I would have given you the point. We were still doing well at this point. Number 3 was Cronenberg. Number 4 was Foster's. Number 5 was Heineken. Number 6 was Peroni. And so we were pretty much like slap bang. And then it all went very pear-shaped. Number 7 was Strongbow. Number 8 was Estrella. And number 9 was Star Pramen. On to the cocktails. There was a few that people absolutely smashed, but the rest of that, it was a bit of a stab in the dark, really, wasn't it? Our first one was the Negroni. Oh, God. I was introduced to a Negroni about, probably 3 years ago, and it's actually my favourite cocktail right now. Absolute. Oh, God, it's just nice. Anyway, number 2 is the Whiskey Sour. I mean, it could have been a Whiskey Sour. You can't tell. It could have been an Amaretto Sour or something like that. But just the nature of frothing it up with the egg white gives you that. Number 3 is the Tequila Sunrise. There is a sunrise, if ever you've seen a sunrise. Number 4 is the Porn Star Martini. So it's pretty much the passion fruit martini. And the porn star bit is the shot of Prosecco at the side, or champagne sometimes. Number 5 is the Pina Colada. Everyone got that. Number 6 is the Mojito. Everyone got that. Number 7 is the Cosmopolitan. It's quite a boring drink, actually. It was strong, though, if you have a decent one. Number 8 is the Moscow Mule. And Moscow Mule is always served in... Well, it's not always served. I mean, I've made Moscow Mules and haven't served them in a copper cup. But traditionally, it's always served in a copper cup. And number 9, the final one, is the Singapore Sling. The Singapore Sling, which is it's a cunningly, deceptively strong drink. Okay, so there you go. 1 point. It was 1 point for each of those. Now let's move on to our spotlight round. So there was the body spinning around. I'm really excited by this gift, by the way. Still excited. Group number one, we have the pyloric sphincter, the temporal lobe, the carpal tunnel, and the coccyx. If we reordered those, we went to the temporal lobe. That's obviously in your brain. Carpal tunnel is in the wrist. Pyloric sphincter is in the stomach, and then the coccyx is your tailbone. On to group number two. We had the right atrium, the epiglottis, the pituitary gland, and the umbilicus. We went to pituitary gland at the top. That's at the base of your brain. The epiglottis is what I call the dangleberry, which is the bit in your throat. The right atrium is in the heart, and the umbilicus is actually the name for your belly button. Yeah, who'd have thought that, eh? Number three, we had the tympanic membrane, the patella, the thyroid cartilage, and the scapula. They were, in order, the tympanic membrane, so that's your eardrum. That is your eardrum. Thyroid cartilage is the Adam's apple. Then we went to the scapula, which is the shoulder blade, and then the patella is right down with the knees. On to group number four. We had the clavicle, the philtrum, the ilium, and the alveoli. What do you reckon? It was philtrum at the top. That's that bit, like the weird bit on the top of your lip. That's the philtrum. Then the clavicle is the collarbone. Alveoli are in your lungs, and the ilium is the end of your small intestine. Number five, the pollex, the areola, the duodenum, however now, duodenum, and the pharynx. We started off with the pharynx. The pharynx is the cavity above the esophagus. Then we went to pollex, which is actually the name for your thumb. Your thumb is the pollex. The areola is the nipple, or the sort of space around the nipple. And the duodenum is the start of your small intestine. Number six now, we had the olfactory epithelium, the gluteus maximus, the axilla, and the hallux. So, and there were some really, really weird words out there, so I hope you got there with it. So olfactory epithelium was your top one, and that's the sort of tissue inside your nasal cavity. Axilla is your armpits. Armpits are called axilla. The gluteus maximus is the bum, of course, and the hallux is your big toe. Can I show you my big toe? There you go, big toe. And then your final one, number 7, we had the vitreous humour, the supercilium, the inguinal triangle, and the plantar arch. The top one of all of those was the supercilium, just another name for that sort of eyebrow area. The vitreous humour is the fluid inside your eyeballs. The inguinal triangle down in your groin, where sort of stuff comes together in the groin. And the final one, the plantar arch is a vein in your foot. Like there's a massive vein that comes into your foot, and then it arches over the top of all of the toes, but like it's deeper in the foot, and that's your plantar arch. So there's 1 point for each of those. Let's move on to the teleedics round. It was 1 point for each of these until you got thrown out, basically. Group number 1 we started with the Pink Panther. Number 2 was Scrubs. Number 3 was the Great British Bake Off. Number 4 was ER. 5 was Red Dwarf. We did that last week. And number 6 was sorry, not number 6, but the last one was Harry Hill's TV Burp. Group number 2 now. A was the X-Files. We all knew that. B was Monty Python's Flying Circus. C was the Vicar of Dibley. D was Thunderbirds. E was Mythbusters. And F was Bewitched. there was a yeah, okay. Number 3, A was the A Team. B was Downton Abbey. C was Paddington Bear. D was Twin Peaks. Great theme tune. E was Whose Line Is It Anyway? Do you remember that? It's still on. And the last one was The Waltons. Group number 4, we had QI. B was Sex and the City. C was The Crystal Maze. D was MASH. E was Jackass. And F was Quantum Leap. They should do a remake of that. I would watch every episode. Number 5. Group number 5. A was Dallas. B was Bottom. C was Roseanne. D was Gladiators. E was Jeremy Kyle. Doesn't exist anymore. And F was Joe 90. You know, it was still like it was a puppet thing. So anyway, that's audio round done with. Now on to the answers to the spotlight rounds. And I said that there's I felt the stress of everybody else here. So maybe it did. I mean, it did go well for you, but it was placing them that was the hard thing. So anyway, here are your answers. The bracelet was the anklet. The school was the master. Lights, camera, action. Ornamental case worn around the neck is the locket. Prepared for detonation was primed. Negotiated and accepted was agreed. The bead-based calculator was the abacus. And small margin only just was barely. And so therefore, look, you could just see the way those letters were there. So 9 was B. 10 was K. 11 was C. 12 was I. 13 was L. 14 was A. 15 was M. And 16 was I. Everyone got at least 50% there, I would say. Maybe I'm not going to do things like that. Okay. So, brain teaser stuff. Brain teaser stuff. Where are we? Brain tease was really nice. How many feathered fluorescent things were there? The correct answer was 251. Which means that in 15th place with a guess 8 away, it's Fake Brews with 243. In 14th place with a guess of 239, it's Playing the Long Game. In 13th place with a guess of 236, it's the Mint Imperials. In 12th place with a guess... No, hang on. Why is this... No, that's not right, is it? That is not... Right, okay. I've created a thing. Give me a second. I'll be back. Oh shit, and I've just shown... It's all going wrong. Hang on. Give me a second. Okay. Oh my God. Right, so I'm now going to give you the answers to the brain teaser. There we are. Okay, so... The answer was 251. So in 10th place with a guess of 301, that's 50 away, is Kebab Machine North. Congratulations. In ninth place, it gets a 222.29 away. It's Chris A. Well done, Chris A. You're always there at some point. In eighth place, with a guess of 279.28 away, is still open for quizzes. Oh, God. In seventh place, with a guess of 277.26 away, it's Frat Pack. Frat Pack. Well done, Frat Pack. That's two quizzes that I've called your name out. In sixth place, with a guess of 275, that's 24 away. Sticky carpets. Sticky carpets. Well done. In fourth place, with a guess of 236, that's 15 away. It's the Mint Imperials. Well done. In third place, with a guess of 239, 12 ways, playing the long game. Well done. In second place, with a guess of 262, it's 11 away. It's Judge Our Thinks. Well done. But our winners, ladies and gentlemen, with a guess of 243, that is 8 away. It's Fake Brews. Bravo to you. Oh, God. So, you ready now for the results of the quiz itself? We'll start with 15th. There were many more than 15 teams. Please don't worry if I don't read your team out. In 15th place with 85 points, it's Secret Lemonade Drinkers. Bravo. In 14th place with 86 points, it's Lucifer and the Almighty. In 13th place, joint 13th place with 87 points each, it's Corona, No Lime and We Buy Hard. In 12th place with 88 points, it's Thunderbox. Thunderbox. In joint 11th place with 89 points each, it's Quizzy Rascals and Hammersmith Busters. In joint 10th place with 91 points each, it's Press Box and Lockdown OGs. We got a three-way in a ninth place who were all with 92 points each. 92 points each. We have Browns and Richmonds. Well done. You're back up there again. Socially Distant and Mulligan O'Hare. Well done. There's another three-way in eighth place, all with 93 points each. That's Playing the Long Game. The Flavour Dictators and Sticky Carpets. Joint place in seventh with 94 points each is Jar Jar Thinks and the Pretenders. In sixth place with 95 points, it's Kebab Machine. Oh, God, I'm starting to tear up. In fifth place with 97 points, it's Quizentials. Well done. Another three-way in fourth place with 99 points each, it's Marjorie's Hippos, Mint Imperials and Fake Brews. In third place with 100 points. It's a lovely round number. It's on Have a Pee, please, Bob. In second place with 102 points is Sunshine. Get in, Sunshine. But our winners, ladies and gentlemen, in first place with 104 points. It is the Cremasteric Reflex. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for being part of the quiz tonight and just the whole of the thing that we're trying to do at the moment. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for keeping me company. Esteban, you're mental, but thanks for joining us. You massively improved my statistics. I will see you next week for more Adventure Quiz Fun and Games. Do not forget also next week there's going to be a little bit of a change in terms of the social media thing that I pump out. That social media thing on Sunday is potentially going to get you an extra 3 points in the quiz that's going to be happening. So share that with your team. Don't write the answers down and then everyone gets 3 points. So share that with your team. And if you want to become a Patreon and you really like what I'm doing, I like what I'm doing, why don't you? You can become a patron, and it really isn't a lot of money. You can do this with £1 per quiz. So yes, do all of the social stuff you can, and I would love to see you all here next Monday at 8 o'clock for Adventure Quiz Fun and Games. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, it has, as always, and even more tonight because I'm really relaxing into it. It's been an absolute pleasure quizzing you. So until then, good night, and I'll see you next week.